Let's see. Okay, on the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Garrett Lifsey, file number 20-02447, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Toby White on behalf of Garrett Lifsey. Garrett Lifsey and I are both participating and consent to doing this hearing by video.
Okay, today was the date that was set for a review. This case is from 2020, and I know this matter was adjourned because there was a state matter that's pending. What is the holdup now on this?
Your Honor, at this point, the city would move to dismiss.
Okay.
Without objection, Your Honor.
So I do need a nollie for this one because it was issued on a complaint. Get a nollie processed by the end of the day, okay? Any additional matters for today's record?
Nothing from the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing from defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, you're all set.
Mr. Lifsey, give us a call.
Will do. Thank you.
It's in jail, it's Joshua Brown. Who's our public defender? Who's still in? Oh, where is he? I saw him and his son up at Mackinac.
Love you.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jeremy Martell Hester, file number 24-000561, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Today was the date and the time that was set for a zoning code compliance show cause, and no one has appeared on behalf. Actually, we'll be looking at the wrong one right now. This one says, yeah, show cause. No one's appeared on behalf of Jeremy. How do you want to proceed on this?
Thank you, Your Honor. I touched base with our code enforcement official this morning, and the nuisance has been abated. So at this point, even though they have not appeared, I would move, the city would move to dismiss the ticket.
Dismiss is granted. Is that the same as well as file number 5181 against Larice Hester?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Zaney, are you here with Mr. Garza?
I am, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me pull this up so I don't see your computer. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Andrew Garza, file number 24-002160D, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Edward Zaney Ford on behalf of Mr. Garza. He's present to my right.
Okay. Mr. Garza, today's the date and time that's set for sentencing. I have a pre-sentence report and recommendation. It was prepared back on June 11, 2024. Mr. Zaney, did you get a copy of that?
We did, Your Honor. We have no additions, corrections, or deletions.
Wonderful. You can make allocution.
Thank you, Your Honor. I note the recommendation calls for a term of 6 months probation. I think the report recognizes the remorse that Mr. Garza has, the recognition of his poor decision-making, and I think kind of a course or anticipated future for Mr. Garza. The evaluation we had done by Dr. Smith indicated that there was no use disorder, that it was intoxication, and education would be the best course of action. Provided to the court in advance of sentencing was verification of highway safety attendance in the MAD impact panel. I can surely represent to the court that Mr. Garza understood the scientific aspects of the highway safety course to understand, his kind of body and his interaction with alcohol in the future, should that happen. Mind you, he's been sober since July 23rd, actually, the day after the incident, till now. But I think the social impact, the social consequences kind of that MAD offers was just compounded his fears, compounded his impression of his poor decision-making and understanding how serious it can be. So I think he's walked out of this more educated, more understanding, and recognizing that this is not an appropriate way to handle yourself when you interact with alcohol, i.e. do not drink and drive. The consequences are there. This is a non-serious misdemeanor at the onset. The presumption against jail exists. I think the presumption against probation is also there. The 6 months, I think, would just be punitive, I guess, at some point. And I say that respectfully because he has taken all courses of the rehabilitation that were deemed appropriate by the evaluator. He is able to and willing to consent to probation should the court find it appropriate. Whether or not the 6 months is necessary, I don't know. I would leave that to this honor's experience and discretion when weighing its sentence, but I don't think jail is appropriate. So with that, I'll leave it to you, Your Honor.
Did your client want to make a statement at all?
Okay.
I just want to say that I know it was a dumb mistake and it was a real wake-up call. And it's something that I look to avoid in the future, alcohol in general.
Okay, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and prior criminal history, which there is none other than this. Indicated in the pre-sentence report was that there was a substance use assessment. It said he met the criteria for alcohol intoxication without use disorder. It also stated that it was recommended that he complete victim impact panel and highway safety education, which I believe that information was already submitted. Doesn't have any prior criminal. There's not a noted criminal history or history of substance abuse, and nothing was even determined at the time of assessment. The report even indicates that since the incident, the defendant appears to have taken his own steps towards sobriety. So I really am not clear how we got to the conclusion of probation, because the presumption is that when we have circumstances such as this, that we would resort to fines and costs and not additional judicial oversight. With that being stated, the court will deviate from the recommendation of 6 months probation because he's already taken the steps the court would order. It's not even recommending him to do any treatment or further counseling. So I don't know what the court would be doing if he was on probation. So fines and costs only will be assessed. There's a $75 crime victim rights fee that will be assessed. It's a $50 state minimum cost that will be assessed. Wait, I'm on the record. I don't see any OWI cost recovery. Was there not any submitted?
Yeah, I don't recall seeing any.
I don't see it either. Sagan, you don't have a record of that, do you?
If you give me just 1 second, Your Honor, I'm just checking really quick, but I imagine if we didn't turn it over, then it wasn't included in our material.
Oh, sounds good.
I do have an OWI cost recovery here in the amount of $425.53. However, if Mr. Zaney's indicating that we did not turn that over, then the city would not be requesting it in this matter. I can't tell what we sent over.
Okay, it's not in my file either, so I'm inclined to agree with Mr. Zaney that it was not turned over.
The city has no objection and apologize.
$75 crime victim rights fee, $50 state minimum cost, plus $350 fine that will be assessed. When will he make payment?
If we could have till Friday.
Okay, I'll note that he'll pay in full by Friday, and you can advise him of his ways in which he can pay, whether he wants to come in person or pay online using the court website. Any additional matters for today's record?
No, ma'am, not from defense. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set.
Have a wonderful week.
Same to you. Is Mr. Lee left there? Mr. Lee needs to be in here. No, he needs to be in here. We have to get this guy out of here. The record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Joshua Brown, file number 24-00742, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hayden Lawrence hearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Joshua Brown.
Okay, Mr. Brown, today's the date set for a plea, originally for a furnishing false information. I think back in April, there was an offer for a civil infraction of breach of peace. Is that how we're proceeding today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
He wants to accept responsibility for that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What's he in custody for?
And a pending case, legal case. Assault, charge related case.
Okay, he doesn't have a bond? Or he just hasn't posted a bond?
So, he has a $25,000 cash surety bond.
Okay, your fine is $125. When do you expect to be out of custody and able to pay this?
Yeah, well,
Excuse me?
you said what, man?
Your fine is gonna be $125. When are you gonna pay it?
As soon as I get out,
Okay, when is that?
One for sentencing August 19th for my felony.
You have a felony, you have sentencing August 19th, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me a show cause hearing after that. He's got sentencing August 19th. August 26th. We'll set it for show cause hearing, August 26th, at what time? 9:15. At 9:15, and just to make sure you don't forget to pay this.
Ma'am.
You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
From the city, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing for the defense.
Okay, you're all set. And you're all set, Mr. Brown. Mr. Lee, who do you have?
I have, Saddam Mbakwa and Daquan Tatum.
Okay, we've not seen Deshaun Johnson.
I have not.
Any contact with Johnson? We had another case, I think, pending. The city was gonna dismiss if he pled in the other matter. What happened in the other matter?
My understanding is that he did what he was supposed to do in the other matter. He is homeless, and I think the last time I tried to call him, I was not able to get in touch with him.
But he did plea in the other matter?
That's my understanding.
What's the other matter? It's supposed to be related to this.
Sorry, my entire system just shut down on this. He's got a felony pending that Mr. Noakes was representing. I believe that facts of the case produced felony and misdemeanor charges.
Okay, how do we know that he pled? You said it's your understanding. I need to know for sure though.
Yeah, I'm trying to check the notes and double check to make sure that I have it in writing.
Well, it looks like he did plead in that one, but he hasn't assault and battery, so that's not safe word.
Okay, so there was a felony that he pled to. It pled it.
He says that he's-
Pled up to misdemeanor except for sentencing.
I-
Oh, yeah, that was May 24th he pled. Credit time served.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the last note I have in here says that he was released. We have not had contact with him since his release.
So the date of incident on this one was April 24. I don't know what matter was supposed to be connected to this.
Your Honor, my notes indicate that Ms. O'Boyle's previous offer was that if he pled to tampering with electronic monitoring, the furnishing false info would be dismissed. When Mr. Lee and I spoke.
That's what he pled to?
Yeah.
That's what he pled to.
Your Honor, at this point, the city will move to dismiss.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see here. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Saddam Muka, file number 23-02192, council appearance.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee, appearing on behalf of Saddam Muka.
Okay. It was the date that was set for sentencing. I do have a pre-sentence report and recommendation. It was prepared on June 11th. Did you get a copy of that, Mr. Lee?
I did.
If you need to make corrections, updates, or deletions,
No,
you can make allocation.
thank you. Mr. Mbukwa is a hardworking guy, works full-time to help provide for his son. He has already been demonstrating compliance with sobriety as he was instructed by Ms. Bayless to participate in random drug testing. So he's already produced multiple negative tests and intends to complete his term of probation successfully. He has been humble and participated in this matter and accepted responsibility at every step of the way. We would actually ask the court to even consider perhaps the term of probation something less than 12 months, given his participation in random testing and demonstrated sobriety thus far. Thank you.
Okay, so the recommendation is that he complete a 12-month term of probation, follow the recommendations of the substance use assessment, and complete a victim impact panel within 180 days. Let's see. I did add the requirement for testing while on bond. Like just a few weeks ago, he came in and I advised him of that. So I'm glad to hear that he's been compliant with that. I reviewed his prior criminal history, and my concern at the onset of that review is that he's not previously been very successful on probation. What change is going to make you successful now?
Well, I just want to be a responsible father, and I want to take care of my son and move on from my past. So I'm doing things right, and this isn't the path that I want to go down.
All right, I recognize the time lapse between those incidences and now, and so hopefully you've matured. And then hopefully you're ready to continue or get on a path where you won't continue to engage with the criminal justice system. With that being stated, I'm going to adopt the recommendation. Sentencing will be 12 months probation. While on probation, you're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, marijuana, or a controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand that? You'll be required to submit to random preliminary breath testing. You have to pay the fee for that, okay? You're not to be at any bars or any nightclubs while you're on probation. I am going to order that you not engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior and not purchase any firearms or dangerous weapons while you're completing your term of probation. You will be required to complete the victim impact panel within 180 days and provide verification. You are currently employed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Where are you employed?
John Lansing.
Okay, you'll be ordered to maintain employment during probation and provide proof of your employment to the probation officer. Do you have any questions so far? Do you have any questions so far?
Yeah, what does the random screening look like? I mean,
Are you already doing random screening?
yeah, the last time I saw you, I told you that the person you assigned me to, she had me randomly screening once a week for your order, but
You're gonna be still doing random screening, not necessarily once a week, though, more like once a month, okay? Unless there's an issue that we need to increase it, okay? Okay, and you'll also be reporting to your probation monthly via Zoom, all right? There's a $75 crime victim rights fee that must be assessed, plus a $50 state minimum cost that must be assessed. Probation is assessed at $30 per month oversight fee. So for 12 months, if you complete 12 months, it'll be $360. There's an OWI cost recovery in the amount of $879.47 that will be assessed. I'm gonna waive discretionary fines and costs because you'll have your hands full. Your total fines and costs, $1,364.47. You'll be making monthly payments on that, and you'll get a breakdown of what that looks like when you go over the orders of the court with your probation officer, okay?
okay.
Lastly, there's an advice of rights as to probation, indicates that you have been placed on a term of probation before this court, and the terms and conditions are individually tailored to assess, to address your assessed risks and needs. So you would have the right to request early discharge from probation once you completed half the original term ordered by the court. So I'm ordering you to do 12 months. So after you complete 6 months, if within the 90 days preceding that request, you've not made any violations, you can make a request on your own to have early discharge. You would complete the court notice regarding eligibility for early discharge from probation form, which you can get off the court website or from your probation officer. You will be required to file a copy of that with your probation officer and a copy with the city attorney's office, okay?
Okay.
The city attorney has 14 days from receipt of that to respond to your request for early discharge with any objections. Your probation officer can make that request on their own once you become eligible as well, okay? Do you have any questions about that? You'll check in before you leave with probation to make sure they have accurate contact information with you, so that once they prepare the order for probation, you can review that and sign off, okay? You have any questions?
I was just wondering if it'd be possible to make a request to not be assigned to bailiffs, if possible.
I can't tell you who you're gonna be assigned to. I don't know how they assign people downstairs. What is your issue or concern there?
Well, the fact that she had me start screening before the judge's order, and she had me screening once a week. without order from the court, just.
She did, I ordered that. She didn't have you screening without my order.
But when I came and saw you last time, you told me she wasn't supposed to have me start until I appeared in front of you.
I told her, she submitted to the court a concern about your prior, your history, and I addressed that by indicating that she could order or add testing to your bond conditions. I just ordered you in to appear in court so that I can make sure you were aware of that.
Okay.
Okay, so once I ordered that, I updated your bond condition form. I could do that without you actually being here, but I wanted to make sure you were aware that that was a new condition that you had, okay? But other than that, you should be all set, and I don't know who's gonna be assigned to you. She may not necessarily be assigned to you just because she did your pre-sentence interview. You understand that? Is that a yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record? You're all set. Back on the record in the matter of Andrew Garza. Do you still have that file? Yes. Okay, thank you, Mr. Zaney. Council appearance, please.
Edward Zane, on behalf of Mr. Garza. He's present to my right.
Okay, and so Mr. Zaney, you did locate the notice that you provided regarding class recovery for OWI in the amount of $425.53, so that will be ordered. I appreciate your returning to the court and your candor in that issue.
Oh,
And
of course. Your Honor, I would
Thank you.
not sleep at night if I didn't, so I appreciate the court's understanding, so thank you, and he's
No
prepared to pay
problem.
that by this Friday.
Okay, so I'll note that here in the record, and then he'll pay the balance in full by Friday. Any additional matters for today's record?
Hopefully not, thank you,
Thank you. Have a good one.
bye.
Which one? We have one now? No? All right. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Daquan Tatum, file number 22-03189, council appearance.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee, appearing on behalf of Juan Taylor.
How are you, Mr. Tatum?
Doing good.
Okay, today was the date that we set this matter for sentencing. I do have a pre-sentence report prepared back on June 11th, 2024. This was sentencing on a operating while intoxicated. Mr. Lee, did you get a copy of the report?
I did get a copy of the report. Yeah.
Do we need to make updates, corrections, or deletions?
We did not see any updates, corrections, or deletions.
You can make your allocution.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Tatum comes before the court in a state of transition. He has been unemployed, but it has been referred to a potential employer, Walmart in this case, by a friend, and is working hard to finalize that opportunity so that he can start earning money. He wants to participate in probation. He wants to successfully complete probation and participate in the programming as recommended in the PSI. He's accepted responsibility at every stage in this matter, Your Honor. And we would ask the court to consider that in sentencing.
And did Mr. Tatum want to make a statement?
No.
Recommendation indicates that he did complete a substance use assessment and that he met the criteria for alcohol use disorder, uncomplicated but moderate, nicotine use disorder, uncomplicated but mild, and cannabis use, uncomplicated, severe. And that there was a recommendation to include individual psychotherapy and to obtain a primary care physician in outpatient substance use treatment. There's a recommendation for 9 months of probation and for the defendant to complete the outpatient substance use treatment program, submit to random alcohol and drug testing, and to attend a victim impact panel. The court will adopt the recommendation as I find it to be appropriate. So your sentence will be for 9 months probation. While on probation, you're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, marijuana, or controlled substance unless you have a valid prescription. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You will be required to submit to random preliminary breath testing and urinalysis testing as directed and pay the fees. And you're not to be at any bars or any nightclubs while on probation. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to purchase or possess firearms, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. Do you have a valid medical marijuana card?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I recognize that there is a high likelihood that when you begin your testing, that there will be marijuana detected in your test. My expectation is that without a valid medical marijuana card, your levels will be going down. If they're not going down, you'll be going down to the jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have any questions about that? Okay. While on probation, you will complete outpatient treatment and a victim impact panel. If you're not employed, you'll get 90 days to complete the victim impact panel. But you will be required to obtain employment and provide verification of that employment while you're on probation. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Did you complete high school? Okay. There's a $30 per month oversight fee that you will be responsible for while you're on probation. $270 if you do 9 months of probation. There's a $75 crime victim rights fee that you will be responsible for. The OWI cost recovery, $537.11 that will be assessed. That's the $50 state minimum cost that will be assessed. I'll waive discretionary fines and costs at this time. Total is $932.11, and you'll make monthly payments on that, okay?
Yeah.
Lastly, there's an advice of rights as to probation. It says you've been placed on a term of probation before the 54A District Court, and your terms have been tailored to address your specific needs, okay? After you've completed half of the term ordered by the court, in this case, that's 4.5 months, and if you've not violated my orders of probation, within the 90 days preceding your request, you can make a request to be discharged from probation early. You just have to make sure you've completed all the required programming. And that would mean that you are completing outpatient substance abuse treatment without violation. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you want to make that request, you would get the court's MC 512 form, which is the notice regarding eligibility for early discharge form. You would complete that form, file a copy of it on probation. You also would serve a copy of that form on the city attorney's office. They have 14 days from receipt of that to file any objections to your early discharge from probation. Your probation officer can also make that request on their own once you become eligible. Do you have any questions about early discharge options?
No.
Any additional matters for today's record?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
You'll go downstairs and check in with probation before you leave, okay? Julie? Record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Pacific Juma, file number 23-01698. Council appearance.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee, appearing on behalf of Pacific Juma.
Okay, and I don't think we have an interpreter for some reason. You just joined from the Wing Tech device.
Yes, Mrs. Green. How you doing? Good morning, Judge. Good morning, John.
Oh, Cynthia Green. Okay, sounds good.
Let me get my camera going for a second. Let me see.
Okay, I don't know why we don't have our interpreter. This needs to be reset, so I don't think interpreter was requested. July 1st at 9 a.m. Get him a copy of his due date. Okay, let's see. Who else do you have ready to go, Mr. Lee?
Mr. Horton?
On the record, in the matters of the people of the city of Lansing versus Brian Keith Horton, file number 24-01071 and 24L2854-062. Council appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee, appearing on behalf of Brian Horton.
Okay. Mr. Horton, today's the date and time set for pre-trial for driving while license is suspended. Explanation hearing on a failure to yield causing accident. How are we proceeding, counsel?
Mr. Wharton has made efforts to schedule a hearing date with the Secretary of State. Of course, that his license was suspended. To get it back, he has submitted an application to the Secretary of State for reinstatement and is awaiting a hearing date. That application having recently been submitted, we don't yet have that date.
He submitted an application for a hearing date, Secretary of State.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll reset this 30 days. July 22nd. 22nd at 9:30. Have any questions today, Mr. Horton?
No, Your Honor.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the city, thank you.
Nothing further, Fetcher.
You're all set, sir. Thank you. Get you your notice to appear. Let's see. We have here,
Mr. Anthony Edwards is here, Your Honor.
are we ready to proceed on his matter?
That was display ops.
Why it was unsigned, so.
Mr. Edwards?
Yeah, Your Honor, and referencing my notes, it appears that Mr. Edwards declined the public defender's office at the time of his arraignment.
That is correct. That's what our file says. Are we ready with Ms. Green?
I spoke with Ms. Green. Honestly, Your Honor, I would like a second to speak with Ms. Green, and Ms. Tyler took a road test on Saturday. I don't know what the results of that.
Okay, sounds good. So the city attorney can meet with Mr. Edwards while you meet with them. No problem. That's worse. On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Anthony Edwards, file number 24L282185. Councilman Parent.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Morris, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Okay, state your name, sir.
Anthony Wayne Edwards.
Okay, today's the date, time set for a pretrial. This is for failure to display a valid license. How are we proceeding, Councilman?
Thank you, Your Honor. I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Edwards. There is just one suspension on his driving record for failure to pay a ticket out of this court. He has some significant issues receiving his license back. He needs some forms of ID that he does not have at this point. If you'd be willing to set this out for 60 days, allow him to get some time to pay that ticket off and hopefully go to the Secretary of State, I could amend this.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to reset the 60 days to allow you to do that. However, you won't be able to use the excuse that you never got nothing. It's your responsibility when you know you have a pending matter to make sure you follow up and get to court, okay? And so we're gonna get you the date today. Before you leave here today, you need to keep up with that date, okay, sir?
Excuse me, ma'am, I can't hear too good.
Okay, we're gonna get you a new date. You need to make sure you appear on that date, okay, sir?
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry.
August 19th at 9:30. You have any questions?
No,
Any additional matters, council?
Nothing from the city, thank you.
You can have a seat, sir. We'll get you your notice.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, ma'am.
Same to you.
was like,
Oh, okay. Ryan Blaylock, what is this? He's already waited the 21 days. Oh, that's the, that's the date that they. Mr. Lee?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Cynthia Ann Green, file number 21-03394, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hayden Lawrence Perry on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Cynthia Green.
Okay, Ms. Green, is present via Zoom. Today's the date that we reset this matter because she was working towards a resolution in the matter. There was a driving while license is suspended, furnishing false info, hinder, obstruct, oppose, resist. How are we proceeding at this time?
Your Honor, I have had discussions with the city attorney in regard to a final resolution on this matter. I have communicated that resolution potentiality to Ms. Green. She has accepted. I believe we have a final resolution, but it requires Ms. Green to take the road test and complete her licensing. She unfortunately suffered a knee injury 2 weeks ago. Her knee has been swollen and she has been immobile. She appeared at the Secretary of State in crutches and they told her they would not allow her to take the road test while she is suffering from that condition. She desperately wants to take the road test and to complete the licensing process. She's asking the court for a short 2-week adjournment. She believes that since she has already been out for a couple of weeks, that 2 more weeks should give her sufficient time to be healed enough to take and participate in the road test.
Mr. Lee, you reported to the court May 20th that she took and passed the road test. You were working on resolution on the remaining counts.
She has never taken the road test. She has taken and passed the
I didn't
driver
make that note
permit.
up. I didn't make that up. And April 21st, it says the vehicle she was going to take the test was totaled. So this is not about a permit. You informed me she took and passed the road test.
Let me reference the note, Your Honor.
March 18th, defendant in process of paying reinstatement fees to Secretary said then she can make arrangements for road tests. So the
You're
last
right.
3 notes that I
You're
have
right.
was all about a road test.
You're right, Your Honor. I apologize 100%. You were right. My note says the same thing. I thought the road test was completed as well, and we were waiting for a driver's license to come in the mail. So I'm confused as well now.
Thank you. Ms. Green, maybe you can help us be less confused. I'm not adjourning it for any road tests anymore. This is a 2021 file. You're muted, so we can't hear you.
I was under the impression I had passed, but I was notified that I had not passed. So when I went back to take it, I fell on my knee a couple of weeks ago.
How were you under the impression that you passed a road test?
That's the impression I had. They said I did okay. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't my car. I made some mistakes. I thought I did well, but they informed me that I had not. And then I fell on my knee. And I apologize for the misunderstanding.
I'm just not following how you get a misunderstanding that you passed a road test. They tell you right then if you fail.
I must have misunderstood. I apologize.
Okay. So you're asking for additional time to take another road test?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you find out that you failed this road test?
Well, I received a call.
You received a call from Secretary of State that you failed the road test?
The person that took me there, I used their car, and the insurance was not valid. And so they received a call about the insurance, actually.
Excuse me?
I used someone else's car. I don't have a car.
What does that got to do with the road test? When did you find out you failed the road test?
I have to check the dates. I'm sorry. I don't know exactly the dates.
How did you find out you failed the road test?
The person who owned the car, their phone number and everything was registered on the application, and it didn't go through.
So you're telling me that the person that you used the car found out you failed the road test, but you didn't?
They informed me. I'm here in Detroit. They didn't make it very clear to me at the time.
I don't, this story makes zero sense to me. Setting it for a final pretrial in court. You have to appear in person.
July 1st.
July 1st at 8:15. Mr. Lee, you need to get with your client outside of court and work through whatever this story is, because it makes zero sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you. I don't know if it makes sense to you, mistaken, but that's not how the Secretary of State works when it comes to getting a driver's test, a road test. They don't later call or notify someone else that you didn't pass your test. That's information they would have provided directly and should have provided directly to you. And you represented to your attorney that you had passed it, which is what he represented to the court. And it's now a month later and you're asking for another adjournment, because if you didn't pass, you should have been retaking the test. I'm not adjourning it anymore for this purpose. Case is 3 years old. And so you'll appear in person. I expect a resolution at that time where we'll proceed to trial.
Thank you. I'll come to Lansing.
Any additional matters for today's record?
Just one point of inquiry, Your Honor. Every judge does things a little differently. Do you require any officers to appear at
I
a
do
time
not.
of trial?
I do not.
Thank you.
Any additional matters for you, Mr. Lee?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set.
I apologize for the inconvenience.
Okay, Mr. Lee, are you ready with Ms. Tyler?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
The record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Lachelle Tyler, file number 24-00339, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, carry on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Lachelle Tyler.
Okay, today is the date that was set for a pretrial. I have a driving while unlicensed, and I know we reset this matter because the defendant was having car trouble. How are we proceeding at this time?
Your Honor, Ms. Tyler reports that she did get the car repaired and had an appointment set for her road test on Saturday. However, she had a family emergency and had to be out of town. She is in the process of rescheduling that road test and asked for a 2-week adjournment to complete that.
She has a test set for when now?
She was set to take it Saturday, 2 days ago, the 15th, but she had to be out of town. She has called, but reports that she has been unsuccessful in getting anybody to be able to reschedule at this point, but she's going to continue to call today and get something scheduled in the next week.
Final pretrial.
July 1st at 8:15.
July 1st at 8:15, you must appear in person.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any additional matters for the record?
Not from the city, thank you.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're all set, Ms. Tyler.
Thank you.
I don't see Scruggs. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jamie Scruggs, file number 24-0013-641, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, on behalf of the city.
Okay, today was the date that we reset this matter to allow Scruggs to remove some violations. And my recollection is that Ms. Scruggs did appear at the last one. I don't know why she didn't appear today. How do you want to proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. I had an opportunity to speak with our zoning administrator, Mr. Driver, who's present via Zoom. He visited the property on Friday and there was progress as it pertains to the carport. There is some framing that is still up and needs to be removed. At that time, it's my understanding that Mr. Driver and Ms. Scruggs had a conversation about the fact that the framing would need to be removed and about the court date today. I guess at this point, given the progress that she has made, we would request an initial fine to be imposed, and then perhaps another show cause date to see if she is able to complete that work herself, or if the city needs to seek a court order to allow us to abate.
She was fined $250 for a first offense on April 29th, so she'll be fined as a second offense on this one. And that's a fine of $350. And then you want how much time?
Your Honor, I would defer to my zoning as to how much time Ms. Scruggs indicated she would need when they had their conversation. My general inclination would be 2 weeks, but if Mr. Driver does not agree with me, I would defer to him.
Nope. Hi, Your Honor. 2 weeks would be perfectly acceptable.
Okay, we'll do 2 weeks.
Thank you.
July 1st at 10 a.m. Any additional matters for today's record?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Driver. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We see Kayla Walker.
I've never seen Kayla Walker.
Have you seen her?
Oh, I have not.
Issue a bench warrant. Where did the other one go? Were they in the breakout room maybe? No. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Sunday.
He is present.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Samuel and Monde, file number 24-00463, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, on behalf of
Assistant Public Defender John reappearing on behalf of Samuel and Monde.
Today's the date that was reset for a pretrial and with driving with a blood alcohol content of 0.17 or higher. We reset this matter back on May 20th because they were working on getting a copy of the assessment to the city attorney's office. How are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. We have a resolution in this matter. The city has agreed to amend the high BAC to an OWI 0.08. And additionally, the city will dismiss the open fee tax charge.
Mr. Lee, how is your client want to proceed?
Mr. Monde is accepting that offer.
off the record while he reads his advice of rights. Tori and Alicia, who's representing her? A show cause. I believe. And Mr. Somberg is representing her. Mr. Somberg, are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm ready.
On the record in the matter, the people of the city of Lansing versus Torian Alicia, file number 17-05214, OD council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Nicholas Somberg, on behalf of Tori and Alicia.
Sagan, are you appearing on this?
Sure, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence Perry on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Okay, let's see. This matter was reset because we never received any response from the AG's office. And I don't think we still haven't received one, but I'm not resetting it anymore. This is a motion to set aside a conviction for operating with a high blood alcohol content. Did the city receive a copy of this motion?
We did, Your Honor.
Okay, is the city taking a position?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Stromberg, did you want to advise the court as to what your client has been doing since the time of this conviction in 2018?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. How I typically do it is ask the court to place Ms. Torian under oath, and I would then ask her these questions.
Okay, so you would like her to advise the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Alicia, can you unmute your device?
Yes.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You have received a conviction on this operating with a high blood alcohol content back on June 4th, 2018. Undergo any treatment after that?
Yes, I did. So back in 2018, I went to Pine Rest for 90 days. Yep. 3 months. And completed successfully. What that is, it's like a home rehab. So I went there for alcohol. I completed that. I also, this was June 2018. I'm sorry, it was just so long ago.
Correct.
You said June 2018. So I
Correct.
also successfully completed my probation from this case as well. I got off early. I got off in February of 2019. So I completed that, paid all my fines, went through all of the PBTs that I had to do. Since then, I've been working. I have 2 kids now. I haven't been in any trouble. I haven't even got it as much as a speeding ticket. So really, I just been working and taking care of my kids. I have 2 daughters. I bought a house last year. Yeah, so I've been doing really well. I'm just hoping I can get all this taken care of so that I can get a better career to take care of my family.
Okay, what are you doing for work now?
I work at a daycare.
Okay, yeah, I reviewed your criminal history and I noted that you did not have anything, any conviction since that. I don't even see any interaction with criminal justice system since the time of that incident, which is positive. You completed treatment, you completed your sentence successfully, and it seems like you're on a positive track. You're parenting, you're working, you're a homeowner, and you appear to be a contributing member of this community. And so the court has again indicated that I've not received any statements from the Office of the Attorney General, so that will construe that as a lack of standing as to whether or not they want to object or not. There's been no objections from the Office of the City Attorney. I find your behavior to be consistent in the circumstances with the public welfare, so I will grant your request to set aside this conviction. It'll be dated for today. Additional matters for today's record, counsel.
No, Your Honor. Do you have our proposed order received?
Yes, we have, I've signed and dated it for today, and that will be tendered over to the state police so that they can do what they need to do to get that off for public record.
Great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Ms. Alicia.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Okay, back on the record in the matter of City of Lansing versus Samuel Monde. Mr. Monde, you can stand up, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Okay, so the offer from the people for you to plead to an amended count of an operated while intoxicated 0.08 or higher, they'll dismiss the open intox. You want to accept that offer?
Yes,
Okay, have an advice of rights and plea information sheet that you just handed. You reviewed these rights?
yes,
You understand each of these rights?
yes,
Are you willing to give them up today?
yes,
That's your signature? So you understand that you have the right to the presumption of innocence. So that means that you're innocent until proven guilty. You understand that? Did you understand my statement?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, my statement was that you have the right to the presumption of innocence. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand that.
Do you know what the presumption of innocence is?
Maybe if you can explain that.
So then you don't understand it.
Okay.
So what I don't like is when people just answer my questions to get a procedure done, because it doesn't give me understanding that you understand what you're giving up. And then later you may regret that you did this because you didn't understand your rights. So you need to be fully advised in understanding what your rights are. So when I asked you if you understand that you have the right to the presumption of innocence, if you don't understand what that is, you can't say, yes, I understand. Correct?
Correct. So I think maybe it's just a bit too fast.
You have the right to the presumption of innocence. That was the first thing you read on this paperwork as well. Actually, did you understand all these rights?
Yes, I do understand.
Okay, you understand the presumption of innocence?
Yes.
What is the presumption of innocence, sir?
If I'm not, I'm say that I'm guilty and I accept that I was wrong.
No, that's not what the presumption of innocence is. So the presumption is that as you stand here right now, we have to consider you innocent unless you waive your right of innocence or they prove you guilty. So you are innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand that? That's the presumption of innocence. You understand the presumption now?
Yes, I understand.
Do you want to give up the presumption of innocence to enter a guilty plea today?
Yes.
Okay, and so you have the right to require the city to prove your guilt at trial. They would have to prove each element of the charge being brought against you, and they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses that they would call against you at trial. You have the right to call your own witnesses to trial, or you can present evidence at trial that you believe show a defense to the charges being brought against you. You have the right to remain silent at your trial, and they can't use that silence against you. Or you can waive your silence and testify on your own behalf. Do you understand all of those rights?
Yes.
And those are all rights that you want to give up today? Are you sure? Anybody threatening you to give those rights up? Any promises being made to you if you plead guilty to the amended charge today?
Any promises?
Anybody make any promises with you? Like say, for example, did anyone say if you plead guilty, I'll give you $1,000?
No.
Oh, okay. So no promises were made to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay. Are you currently on probation or on parole?
I would say probation.
You're on probation? You are?
Oh, okay, no, not probation. I was thinking you're talking about the first day.
You're on bond, is what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, you're out on bond right now, but I'm asking you, are you under supervision called probation before any court right now? Okay, and you're not on parole, correct? Okay, and you understand that if you enter a guilty plea and the court accepts that plea, that will result in a conviction that you may need to report to your employer. A conviction of this kind could have impact on any travel or immigration status that you're seeking. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and are you pleading guilty or attempting to plead guilty because you believe you are guilty? Okay, as to the operating while intoxicated 0.08 or higher, how do you plead? Okay, let's see. On or about November 6, 2022, were you operating a motor vehicle? Okay, and was that on East Grand River at or near East Saginaw?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what you did to make you guilty of operating while intoxicated.
I had those
Okay, so you had a few drinks of what?
Yes.
Okay, alcoholic beverages?
Yes, alcoholic.
Okay, and you were celebrating your birthday, you said, and then you fell asleep on your way home? Were you driving the motor vehicle
Yes.
while you were under the influence?
Yes.
Okay, and did you have interaction with law enforcement after that? How did you have interaction with the law enforcement?
They handcuffed first. So woke me up. They made me the walking thing. And
Okay.
Then there was a breathalyzer. And they asked me if I wanted to.
So you consented to a blood draw?
Yes.
Okay, and did you dispute that the test results came back at 0.185?
No, I don't.
No dispute? Okay. Okay, and at the time that you were operating on East Grand River and Saginaw, that was a roadway that was open for public access, correct?
Correct.
Okay, any other questions for the factual basis, Mr. Lee?
Nothing further.
The city satisfied.
If you the court is satisfied with the factual basis, I'll accept your plea. Find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter is set for sentencing August 12th at 9 o'clock in the morning. When you leave here, you'll go downstairs one level to check in with probation, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've already completed a substance abuse assessment that needs to be provided to probation so that you're not ordered to undergo a new assessment because that incurs additional fees, okay? So you need to complete a pre-sentence report investigation with our probation department. So you'll work with them to get that completed. Do you have any questions today?
No.
Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the city, thank you.
Nothing for the defense, thank you. Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll get you the notice to appear and we'll get you downstairs in just a moment. Mr. Lee, are you ready on your next case?
Who's the- I need to speak to the defense.
Okay. See Mustafa, I don't know who that is. Mustafa. Okay, this person did not start their audio. Who do we have in the courtroom?
I'm not sure who's in the court. Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez, yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's not, it's not for anybody who's in the jail, that's for sure. Mustafa, what's your last name?
I'll say ASSI.
Spell your name, last name again?
ASSI.
You have a case number?
Yes, ma'am. It start with 2400136651.
It's the zoning matter?
Yeah. Representing the LLC.
Oh, LLC cars, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need to speak with him?
I will, Your Honor. As well, if Mr. Gonzalez is not represented by counsel, I'd also need to speak with him. I don't have an appearance in demand in my file.
I don't see anything on our. He was tonight. Andres Gonzalez?
Yes.
Okay, you did request court-appointed counsel, but you were denied. You do have the right to have counsel. You have a couple of options. You can appeal the denial with the public defender's office, or you can hire your own attorney, or you can waive your right to counsel and represent yourself. How do you want to proceed, sir?
Represent myself, ordering an attorney.
Okay, so we'll go off the record and you can meet with the city attorney when she gets a moment. And then Ms. Hagan will also meet with Mr. Ossie.
Your Honor, is Zach Driver still in the?
He's present here. Yes, he's also online.
Could you put the three of us in a breakout room so we can chat?
No problem.
Thank you.
Sir, what's your name?
Jason Williams.
Okay. I don't see an attorney for him either. Brown? Yeah. Hodo Brown, are you there? Yeah, we didn't call our case.
See. Hello? Hello?
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Cars LLC, file number 24-0013 council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Just trying to look at I don't see him. I don't see if he's defended anymore. Okay, we did meet with him. What was the expectation today?
Thank you, Your Honor. We did have a productive conversation. He indicated that he would need about 2 weeks to move the vehicles. He's got a large number of vehicles, both in a front area as well as a backyard. So he would need about 2 weeks to remove those vehicles, and then possibly another 2 to 4 weeks to repurpose that with living grass instead of the gravel that it's currently on. So at this point, we would be requesting an adjournment for 2 weeks just to make sure that we're on track with those benchmarks and making progress in those 5.
Okay, sounds good. July 1st at 10.
Thank you.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. Driver.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Andres Gonzalez, file number 24-00530, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, today was the date set for a pretrial on failure to display an ID after property damage accident. Council, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. I would request an adjournment for 30 days on this matter. I've spoken to Mr. Gonzalez, and I need to review the body camera video to make sure that I need to review the body camera video.
Okay. So there's a request to adjourn for how long?
30 days if you can.
July 22nd.
22nd at 9:30. Do you have any questions today, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll get you a copy of your next date to appear. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Not from the city.
Okay, you're all set, sir.
Thank you.
I'll hand you your notice if you want to just take it.
Because he's not gonna break out. So. Mr. Lee, are you coming back in the courtroom or?
It's up to
Are you
you,
ready?
Your Honor. We can do the jail over the Zoom or I can come back in.
Okay, we'll do the jail. Let's see, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Natasha Hodo Brown, file number 24-01225 and 24-01336. Council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hager-Moore is appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Natasha Hodo Brown.
Okay, I have one trespassing and one prowling that was reset today for retrials. How are we proceeding on these, counsel?
Your Honor, the city attorney made an offer to Mr. Hodo Brown whereby he would plead guilty to the prowling charge and they would dismiss the trespassing charge. Mr. Hodo Brown accepts that offer.
Is that correct, Mr. Hodo Brown? Can you hear me in the jail, Mr. Hodo Brown?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you, Your Honor.
Okay, you want to plead guilty to the prowling and have the trespassing dismissed, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor. Please and thank you.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please put your hand down. Before you can accept the offer, I need to first know that you understand your rights and that you're willing to give these rights up in order to plead guilty. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
First, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. So that means that you're innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to give up your right to be presumed innocent until the city can prove you guilty?
I'm guilty, ma'am.
Do you want to give up your right to be presumed innocent until the city can prove you guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have the right to remain silent at a trial. You have the right to a jury trial, and you have the right to require the city prove your guilt at trial by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You want to give up your right to a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody threatening you to give those rights up?
No, ma'am.
By giving up your right to trial, you will also be giving up your right to cross-examine, which means confronting and questioning in court any other witnesses the city intended to call against you. You're going to give up your right to call your own witnesses to testify as to any defenses that you believe you have to the charges. You're going to give up your right to waive your own silence and testify on your own behalf or present evidence that you believe show defense to the charges being brought against you. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I'm guilty.
Anybody threatening you to get you to say you're guilty?
Guilty.
Anybody threaten you to get you to say that you're guilty?
No, ma'am.
Has there been any promises made to you in exchange for you saying that you're guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you currently on probation?
No, ma'am.
Are you on parole?
No, ma'am.
You understand that a guilty plea could impact or prevent you from being able to travel to certain countries or prevent you from getting immigration status in certain places?
Yes, ma'am.
You also understand that if you plead guilty, you will need to report this on a future job application?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, as to the charge of prowling, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Factual basis, Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Hodo Brown, on or about May 3rd, 2024, were you at the address of 3809 Maple Street in the city of Lansing?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Hodo? Okay. And the city of Lansing is in the county of Ingham, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is it true that while you were in that vicinity, that you were walking up to cars and pulling on the car doors, trying to see if you could gain entry into the vehicles?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions from the city?
Your Honor, the only thing I think we're missing is the fact that it was during the nighttime.
What time of day did this take place, Mr. Hodo Brown?
Excuse me?
What time of the day did this happen? What time?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Was it light outside?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Why don't you know? You remember?
I believe it was dark outside.
Okay. Do you remember this incident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he believes it was dark outside.
Are you satisfied with the factual basis?
The court is also satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea, trying your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. It looks like I had to remand him back on May 22nd for prior failures to appear. So he would have credit. I'll credit him time served. He's all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Okay. Who was in post one?
Excuse me, Your Honor. I don't know if this proper to say anything, if I may.
Approach what?
No. Here to just talk with you or to talk to everyone. I don't know how it goes here.
What are you here for a case, ma'am?
I'm his mother, Tashi Brown's mother.
Okay.
And I didn't hear that he is under medication with community health. And it sounds like to me he didn't have any medicine. He's not properly saying whether that was daytime, nighttime, looking clear on that. And I don't see his case manager here as well.
He said he believed it was the nighttime. I'm not sure what your concern is.
After she stated that.
Okay. What is your
clear?
What wasn't clear?
Daytime or nighttime, he wasn't sure. He takes medication, Your Honor.
I recognize that, but she was satisfied with the factual basis once he believed that it was the evening. And even if he couldn't recall, if there was a reason why he couldn't recall, we could have cured that as well. But he believed, and I asked him, did he remember the incident? He said yes. And I recognize he's under some medication. We also had to have him remanded to see a social worker. So we understand that there's some underlying issues going on here. Okay, so he's all set on this matter. I don't know if he has another matter, but he won't have any further court supervision on this particular case.
And Your Honor, when you say prowling, what does prowling mean?
Well, that was the case that he just pled guilty to. Essentially, the elements would be that he was, of course, while it was nighttime, roaming without authority in a premises, without permission or authority. And so at this point, I think he was maybe checking cars to see if they were unlocked. It's a city ordinance violation, 90-day misdemeanor at max. But because he has been sitting in jail for almost 30 days, I'm going to credit him that time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, well,
Thank you, Your Honor.
he does have another matter. You're welcome, sir. He does have another matter tomorrow for the state.
Back here, Your Honor.
It's signed to me.
You.
Yes, yes, it's signed in front of me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. You're free to go, Mr. Hodo Brown.
Thank you.
You said post one was who? Okay. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Miranda Zavala, file number 24-00387. Council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence Perry on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Mr. Lee, are you representing her?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Your
No?
Honor. I am Assistant Public Defender John Lee, appearing on behalf of Savannah Zavala Miranda.
Okay. Today was the date and the time that was scheduled for a pretrial and a no ops. I don't know that we have an appearance from you, Mr. Lee, so we would need one. Nonetheless, how are we proceeding on this?
Mrs. Zavala Miranda is prepared to plead guilty to no ops today, Your Honor.
That's correct, Ms. Miranda.
Yes, it is.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Okay, you have in this matter the right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to proceed to trial, and you have the right to a jury trial in this matter. You have the right to require the city put forth evidence at the jury trial to prove each element of the charge of no ops beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to see, hear, or question any witness they call to testify against you. You have the right to call your own witnesses to testify on your own behalf or present evidence that you believe show a defense to the charge being brought against you. You can waive your right to silence and testify at your trial if you'd like. And those are all rights you would need to give up today if you wanted to plead guilty. Do you understand that?
I do.
You want to give up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody threatening you to do that?
No, ma'am.
Any promises being made in exchange for a guilty plea? As to the charge of no ops, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Yeah, that's because you believe you're guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Factual basis, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Zavala Miranda, on or about February 8th, 2024, were you driving on South Pennsylvania at Kendon?
Yes, I was.
And that's in Lansing, Michigan, the county of Ingham, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, you encountered the Lansing Police Department, correct?
Yes.
And they asked you for your driver license, correct?
Yes.
And you were unable to provide them with a driver license, correct?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
You have a valid driver's license.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you, Judge.
Do you have a valid driver's license?
No, I do not. It's
Okay, thank you. Any additional questions?
No questions on the factual basis, Your Honor, but just to be clear for the record, Ms. Zavala Miranda, the ticket was written for drove while license not valid. That's the 2-point offense. However, the city does agree to amend that charge to a fail to display ops under 257.311, which is a 0 point. Just wanted to make that clear.
Correct. I put no ops on.
Perfect. It was just listed on the docket as no ops, so I
Oh,
made sure
okay.
there wasn't an error between the ticket and the. So
Yep,
no
I see
ops.
where the ticket says that it was licensed drove while not valid or improper. But I did note your offer was to plead to the no ops.
Thank you.
So I don't know what the translation was in the system, but the docket sheet is inaccurate, but the ticket is accurate.
Thank you.
Okay. The court satisfied with the factual basis will accept your plea, find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. What is she in custody for?
She currently has felony charges pending with Mr. Feigelson representing. My understanding is they have reached a settlement in that case, Your Honor.
What's your home address, ma'am?
2082 Burton Avenue, Holt, Michigan, 48842.
Fine is $200. When can you pay?
Hoping with further sentencing to be released to a rehab. So from there, it'd probably be 3 to 6 months out, depending on how long I'm gonna be in treatment for, if I'm allowed to go.
You're going to be sentenced, you're expected to go to rehab and you'll be there about 4 to 6 months.
I'm hoping to get sentenced to rehab. I have court on the 20th, actually with you.
You have court when?
On the 20th of this month.
For sentencing?
Yes.
No, it's for an exam. So you have a preliminary examination, so we don't even know what's going on with that case. You haven't pled to anything. Okay, so let's see here. I can't credit her time served because she was on PR bond, so we'll have to set this for show cause in 60 days. August 19th at 9:15 will be the show cause hearing on the $200 fine, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. In the background, let's see. I don't know. Who's in post 3? Is that Carly? That's not Carly. Who, sir, what's your name?
Charlie,
Sir, in jail, what is your name?
Charlie,
Who's talking? I can't hear. Ready to move post 1.
He's in post 3.
Post 3, yes. Sir, what is your name?
I said Carly,
Last name?
Hester.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Lee? You ready
Yes, Your
with
Honor.
Carly Hester?
I do need to speak with Mr. Hester. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you ready with, oh, I don't know if Jason Williams is represented because we did not have a appearance. Is your office representing Jason Williams?
We are representing Mr. Williams, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed on Mr. Williams?
I believe he called me this morning with an update, so I should probably speak to him before going on the record, Your Honor.
Who is Amanda Becker? Unmute your device, please. Amanda Becker, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, who are you, ma'am?
I am Melissa Sills.
Oh, Melissa Silver, okay, Melissa Sills, that is.
Yes, ma'am. I do not. I had one when I was seeing Miss Milmore.
Did you, she requested court appointed counsel?
Yes.
We have an appearance in demand in our files in the public.
Okay, so she is represented by the Commissioner's office.
Okay, I'm in the Odyssey House in Flint at a treatment center.
Okay, give me just a moment because you probably need to meet with the public defender.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Mr. Lee, I'm going to put Mr. Hester in the room with you first.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. You're already in room 3.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Bruin.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Let's see.
I am here on Christina Silvers. We have come to a resolution.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Christina Silvers, file number 24L2873651. Appearance for the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence Perry on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tiffany DeBruin appearing on behalf of Christina Silvers. Both of us would waive in-person appearing. I'm in-person appearance. I'm appearing on her behalf pursuant to the civil rules.
Okay, today was the date that was set for a formal hearing, and this is for a speeding, limited access, 65 and a 60. There was a resolution.
Yes, Your Honor. I offered to amend the civil infraction to impeding traffic.
You're accepting on behalf of your client?
That is correct, Your Honor.
They just sent us a new fine schedule. It's like 20 minutes ago. Let's see. Okay, the fine is $135. When can she pay?
Judge, can you give her 2 weeks?
Y'all know she'll pay within 2 weeks. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Okay, let's see.
Sure. Mhm. She's reading the court notes, sort of. Well, 65 and a 60, $125. Said it again? That what I just said was the girl was doing 65 and a 60 and it took her $135. Right. I was like, oh, that's good. I thought you were allowed to go 5 miles over the speed limit, not anymore. Yeah, now shit back in, even when I was in high school, my cousin Michelle got pulled over for doing 5 over and it's about that. And
He's ready. Mr. Lee, are you ready?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Carly Hester, file number 23-028180, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence, appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender John Lee, appearing on behalf of Carly Hester.
Okay, Mr. Hester, today was the date that we set this for a pre-trial on trespass. How are we proceeding on this?
Mr. Hester will, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
Mr. Hester will be pleading guilty today, Your Honor.
That's correct, Mr. Hester. Mr. Hester, is that correct? Anything?
Your Honor, we do have a Killebrew to fines and costs on there.
Okay, I don't hear anything from the jail. Mr. Hester? We're doing our jail fines and costs. Something's going on with the sound, I presume. Mr. Hester, can you say something? We hear nothing from post 3. We need to call a deputy to come and check your sound. Post 3? Yes. He's got credit anyways. I had to remand him.
I pushed the button for the deputy.
Oh, okay, we can hear you now.
You got him?
Yeah, well, we can hear. He pressed the button, but now I can hear him. So you might just need to stand up, sir. You want to plead guilty to trespass today?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, I will.
Okay, you have the right in this matter to proceed to a trial. You have the right to jury trial. You have the right to be innocent until proven guilty. You can require the city prove your guilt at trial by proving each element of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent at your trial and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to see, hear, or question any other witnesses the city calls to testify against you at your trial. You can waive your silence and testify on your own behalf. You can call witnesses to testify for you and present evidence at trial that you believe show a defense to the charges being brought against you. All of those are rights that you would need to give up today in order to plead guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And you want to give those rights up?
Yes.
Anybody threatening you to get you to give up those rights?
No.
Any promises being made in exchange for you pleading guilty to the trespass today?
No.
And are you seeking to plead guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, I am.
Okay, as to the charge of trespass, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Hester, on or about September 8th, 2023, were you at 539 East Edgewood at or near South Cedar?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and that's in the city of Lansing and the county of Ingham, correct?
Yes.
And you had been trespassed from that location previously, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you knew you weren't supposed to be there, correct?
Yes.
And that is where the police found you on September 8th, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions from the city?
No, Your Honor.
Court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find you to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Except we remanded you back on June 4th. So we'll credit you time served. You're all set.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Lee, did you meet with Mr. Williams?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Yeah, add him to your room.
Okay.
But while you're here, I see that Kayla Walker is in the virtual courtroom. She was supposed to be here at 9:30. This is not the first time or the second time that she appeared very late for court. I've issued a bench warrant. She needs to appear in person.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Kayla Walker. This was my second time being late. I know you said a bench warrant. I just moved. I don't know if I need to provide my new address or like what that all means.
That means you need to appear in person. We gave you your last court date when you were here.
Correct. So when do I come in? Like, will it be a date on there? Do I need to provide my new address to you guys?
You come today, I'll quash the warrant. If you don't come today, then you can turn yourself in on the warrant.
Okay, I can come today.
Thank you. Mr. Lee, Mr. Williams is in your breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Lee, are you ready with Mr. Williams?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jason Rashawn Williams. They have file numbers 24-01-352 and 24L284491. Council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence here on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Jason Williams.
Okay, I have filed for a driving while license is suspended, and I also have a file for a disobeyed traffic control device accident. How are we proceeding on these?
Your Honor, Mr. Williams believes that it is possible for him to get his driver license reinstated. He had an OWI second back in 2015. That was the cause of his original suspension. He has an application from the Secretary of State. I have proposed to him that there has to be movement in regard to getting the application reinstated, and/or we will have to find some way to resolve this issue through a plea. Mr. Williams says he understands that and requests a 30-day adjournment to see what he can do with the Secretary of State.
Okay, he's had he has an OWI second. He's not met with them before for this purpose.
No. He has met to get the application and develop an understanding of what he needs to do, but he has not yet completed the application and/or followed up on that.
Okay. Is he or has he participated in a sobriety court in the past?
I am unsure,
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Okay, you were
Yes, Your Honor, I was-
successful with sobriety? You were successful with that sobriety court?
Yes, yes, I completed everything
Okay.
for all of that. Like I said, I don't know what I have to do for the Secretary of State though, but
I can tell you it's a pretty intense process, but if you've done what you were supposed to do and you're able to present that information to them, they'll take that into consideration. I will set this out for 30 days so that we can see what your progress looks like.
okay.
July 22nd at 9:30.
July 22nd at 9:30.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record today?
Not from the city, thank you.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set, sir.
Okay.
Okay, and then Ms. Sills needs to meet with you as well.
Yes, Your Honor. I want to meet with Ms. Sills. We have not, the city attorney and I have not yet discussed her, so it's highly likely that we will be adjourning. Ms. Sills was added to my docket on Friday, so we just have not had an opportunity to really make any progress on her case yet.
Okay, let me get her a new date so that she can come back for that date.
Okay.
Right, first, July 1st at 8:30. Ms. Sills, do you have any questions today? And you're muted, by the way. You're muted, so I can't hear anything that you're saying.
There we go.
You have any questions today, Mayor?
No, ma'am. I do have some community service paper, some logs of me doing community service because I'm at the Odyssey House in Flint for substance abuse treatment.
Okay, you provide that to your attorney if needed, okay?
Okay, does he have a fax number? I could fax it to him?
You can get that when he meets with you off the record. Right now, we're resetting your next court date. So did you get that date noted? Because you need to appear back on that date.
7/1/24 at what time?
I'm sorry, at 8:30.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you then, and then if your attorney needs that information, right now, I don't see why he would. If he needs that information, he will seek that out from you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're all set for today.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Same to you. Last person I see is Jordan Ward. Mr. Lee, do you need to speak to Jordan Ward?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Lee, you ready with Mr. Ward?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jordan Ward, file number 24L286061. Council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Jordan Ward.
Okay, today was the date set for a failure to display ops pre-trial. How are we proceeding?
Mr. Ward will plead guilty as charged, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Okay, and again, you have here a failure to display a valid license. You have the right to proceed to trial in this matter, a right to jury trial, and you have the right to presumption of innocence. So that means you are innocent until the city can prove your guilt. And they prove your guilt by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent at any trial, not have silence be used against you. You can waive your silence and testify on your own behalf if you'd like, or you can call witnesses to testify for you or present evidence that you believe show a defense to the charge being brought against you. Those are all rights that you would have to give up in order to plead guilty today. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to give up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive those rights and plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has there been any promises made to you in exchange for a guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to failure to display a valid license, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Factual basis, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jordan, on or about May 1st, 2024, were you driving on Northrop at or near Martin Luther King?
Yes, sir.
And that's in the city of Lansing, County of Ingham, correct?
Correct.
And at that time, did you encounter the Lansing Police Department?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so they pulled you over.
Yes, they did.
Right. And so when they asked you for your driver license, did you fail to display a valid license to them?
Yes, I did.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions from the city?
No, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find it to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Do you have a valid driver's license?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Your fine is $200. When are you gonna pay?
I could pay tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll note that in the file and you'll be all set. Any additional matters for today's record?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. Mr. Lee, Ms. Walker is in the courtroom.
Well, thank you, Your Honor.
I don't think we've seen Eric Paul. Oh, yeah, that file.
Let me run and go get it. I think I put it in the.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Kayla Walker, file number 22-00461, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hayden Moore is here on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Leotrine on behalf of Kayla Walker.
Ms. Walker, where are you late for court?
Staff meeting was supposed to be 8 to 9 and it ran over.
You had court. You knew you had court before you went to the staff meeting.
I thought I could make it because it was 8 to 9 and this was 9:30.
So when 9:30 came, you were supposed to leave the staff meeting to come to court. Because guess what could happen if you miss court again? Or if you miss court at all? You'll be sitting in jail. And you think that you can keep your job if you're in jail?
No.
So I don't know who you need to advise that you have a court appearance at your job, that you can be excused from your responsibility to be there so that you can take care of this responsibility. Because you're not going to continue to tie up my time and their time and their time. It's 12:04. These people are supposed to be at lunch. We're handling your 9:30 appearance because you thought it was more important for you to take care of whatever you had to take care of. Even though we reset this for you after you were late last time so that we can get this resolved. Don't disrespect our time. Do you understand that? How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, Ms. Walker was previously scheduled for an assessment due to some circumstances. She had to reschedule that. The assessment is scheduled for this coming Friday and should be completed. We would request at least a 2-week adjournment to allow for that process.
Where's our assessment scheduled?
Wellness.
Yeah.
Wellness.
And they're gonna have a report in 2 weeks?
They didn't give me a timeline on how long it would take to get the results back. I just had
That was really more or less for your attorney, because we never give it.
Yeah, that would be
reports that
would be
quickly.
pretty quick. It might be better to do at least 3 or 4 weeks.
July 22nd.
July 22nd at 10:30. Have any questions today, Ms. Walker?
No, I do want to apologize again.
Thank you. We'll expect you on time, July 22nd.
Yes.
And we'll speak to your attorney before that court date, so we won't have to go in any breakout rooms. Any additional matters for today's record?
Not from the city.
Good, thank you, Your Honor.
We'll get you your notice to appear. That's all I have for today. Well, that was for today. Ooh, but I think it's all civil stuff essentially.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one. Somebody just. Is anyone?
Yeah, I'll be reaching out for it. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah.